Good evening, welcome to the Dugout. Two series done and dusted with South Africa. The Test series, which didn't quite go according to plan for the Indian team. Then the ODI series, which was topsy-turvy, but in the end you've managed to get a winning result. 2-1, India has won that particular series. And now for the decider, because tour will be decided.
Tour
no?
decider.
It's like Davis Cup. You win singles, then doubles, then reverse doubles.
Yeah.
So then it will be decided who's won. No, jokes apart, of course, that is not how series are looked at. But again, an important series for the Indian team in terms of the 5 T20Is that will be played. And I think this is, while there was a lot of interest around the ODI series, and that's primarily because of Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. But in that sense, you knew the results were not taking too seriously. It's 2027 is far away. The same can't be said about the T20I series. This is all the build-up to that all-important T20 World Cup, which is just 2 months away. You're sitting in December and it's in February. So just 2 months to go for that World Cup. And then, as you know, we will have almost a month-long break as well. So you'll barely get a few T20Is before you get into the T20 World Cup, which is why these games that are just coming up become very crucial for the Indian team. Though I must also say that this is the one format where India have the least amount of worries. The most sorted format for India. They've been getting results non-stop for a year and a half. They're on top of the world. They are the defending world champions. Everything that could go right has gone right for them. Yeah, barring a few minor things that need fixing. Overall, the team is sorted. We're going to look at what should be the ideal 11 for the Indian team going into this T20I series. But before we get to that, as is always the tradition, it's the start of the week. It's Monday evening. So what is it that has caught your eye, gentlemen?
We ended the week with perhaps the biggest news of the weekend, which was Smriti Mandhana, Palash Muchal calling off their wedding.
That ended the week?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Week ends on Friday, na? Then it's weekend.
Not for us. So, but we begin this week as well with another snippet from Smriti Mandhana's life. This is her professional life, though, nothing to do with her personal life. She ended, but why I had to mention about her calling off the wedding, because she said towards the latter half of her communique that perhaps there's a higher purpose that I am looking at the moment, and that is to serve my nation. Right on cue, you see the following day, which is today, you see a snippet of her practicing. So she really wants to get into the mold now. We know that she'd pulled out earlier from cricketing commitments, but now you see her wanting to make a comeback as well. And yeah, this is in line with what she had said in her Instagram story yesterday. So good to see her. You do turn to the sport you love in such a hard time, and I think that's the idea for Smriti Mandhana as well. How she performs is a different thing altogether, but as far as taking those baby steps in such a huge turmoil, personal turmoil that she's had to go through, but baby steps, I would say, taken by the India international.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget, India's vice captain will also be captaining the Royal Challengers Bangalore or RCB women's team, the WPL, coming up in Jan. So I think she was always scheduled to kind of get back to practice at this time anyway. But yeah, given everything that's happened, good to see her back, working towards basically what is her first love at this point in time, right? So yeah, nice to see her back in the field. Hopefully she can fuel or use that as fuel and actually, keep up her good form.
You want to use that particular incident as fuel, though?
People do.
Totally.
Yeah, and my thing is that we'll respect what she said. She said that she doesn't want people to go on about it. So I think we should forget what's happened in the past. It's part and parcel of ups and downs of life. So you move forward, and I think this is one of the most heartening images that I've seen in the last few days. It's so lovely to see her back on the field, because that's what we admire her for. That's what she's made a name for herself because of cricket. And so to have her there, what it tells you, and this is what I say is a good thing, because the only thing that worried me during that phase is, as a fan of Indian cricket, I didn't want to lose a match winner version of Smriti Mandhana. So, that's what I know her for. That is what the entire country, in fact, the cricketing world admires her for. So, you sometimes, some incidents in life can have a adverse impact on what you like to pursue as well, or what your profession is, or what you like doing. And in her case, what is lovely to see is the first thing that she's done. She's gone back to the cricket field. She's put on her pads and her helmet with a bat in her hand. These are lovely images, and I couldn't be happier for her that she's sorted in that. And that means she's overcome whatever little setback she must have had, and is back in the cricket field. So great pictures to start the week with, lovely pictures. Hopefully, when do they play next?
I think the WPL.
WPL is when you're going to see it. Oh, super. Look forward to watching Smriti Mandhana.
2 weeks away now, in fact, the WPL.
Yeah, on the cricket field. And that's where she gives all of us the maximum amount of joy. Okay, that takes me to the other big talking point. And this is something that I've been talking about to most of the cricket nerds that I know. Is
not us.
You guys I haven't met, no? I met today. We had an opportunity to meet online, which you guys ensured we don't. So then I could only meet you now. So I think I must share this with our viewers as well. The match got over on Saturday night. The match got over, and I very enthusiastically wanted to join the live stream.
On your off day?
On my off day, that's okay. I was going to come.
I think that gives proper context to this story.
But so then wherever I was not at home, I was outside somewhere. But then I excused myself. And I said, no, let's 10-15 minutes. India has won. And anyway, when India won, I was with people who were not into cricket. So I couldn't even, speak cricket and get it out of my system for 15 minutes. That would have been done. So I said, India has won. This is the time where our viewers will join. So let 10-15 minutes, let's have a conversation. What is it that you liked? And what is it, are the biggest positives? And I joined the live stream on Sunday. And they ensured, the three gentlemen sitting here, they ensured that they completely ignore me and don't bring me in the live stream. I kept waiting for 15 minutes, and when they decided not to bring me in, then I said, okay, I will go back and then force the people who I'm with to listen to some cricketing gyan, which I did. So anyway, back to the thing that I have, after that game, I didn't realize, because then I didn't follow. I'm sure you must have followed the press conference. I didn't. I only saw it on the Sunday. And that was, I saw the press conference. Then I've been seeing the chatter on social media, and also people calling. You generally talk to about cricket. I've been getting a lot of opinions, comments on the press conference that Gautam Gambhir did. It is a press conference that has really ignited the fire. No, we don't need to see this. We all know back of my hand now what was said. I'm sure Shane and Harshit also know, and everyone who's watching by that time know. Because the good thing is, people who watch are also all cricket nerds. They must have all consumed, and I think they'd be also keen to hear from us. You must have reported on what was said, but there's never been a
discussion per se.
What was it?
Factual business that we did. The gentleman over there, we know the gentleman who brought about the...
What was it has not been discussed.
Well, there's so many things. I know we're
sitting on the eve. Any opinions that have come
sitting on the eve. There's so much to talk about, in fact, and I know we're sitting on the eve of a T20I series, but perspective given to us by Gautam Gambhir, new perspective for ODIs as well, that there's nothing called a batting order. It's overrated. Batting order is overrated, and ODIs again. I know you want to be flexible 3-7 in T20Is. That is something we've been hearing on and on. But batting order and ODI is also getting diluted. This conversation is going somewhere else, and this is cricket that I don't know of then, at least.
No, see, this I don't have a problem. with. I'll tell you what. I may agree, disagree with whatever, but at the end of the day, he's the coach. He's qualified enough to be the coach. Again, when we spoke about...
There is a batting order in ODIs, we know that. And 3 cannot play 7 in ODIs
you're not getting my point, Harshit. Maybe what you're saying may have a point, or maybe it does not. I'm just saying, that's still a cricketing discussion, no? It is a your view versus my view. Okay? You could be right in saying batting order or not. I may say no batting order needed. That's fine. That's still a cricketing discussion. I think he's qualified enough to take that call. We may disagree. As I said, in test matches also we questioned a lot of decisions that were taken, right? That's fine. But again, as I said, that's still not something that shocked me. If you talk cricket, you talk tactics, you talk everything, is absolutely fine, no problem. We may agree, we may disagree. I may be critical, I may be complimenting it, that's fine. The issue is all other things that was spoken in that press conference, which really did surprise me. Including, I don't know, I felt that entire press conference, Gigi did come across as someone who's feeling the pressure, who's a bit salty. I don't know if the words that I'm using are accurately describing what I witnessed, but this is the feeling that I had. As I go back, cricketing things have happened, so many press conferences I've disagreed or not subscribed to. MS Dhoni used to have some things you would like, something I'd be like not. But I think I don't know, there seemed to be a lot of angst, a lot of hate, a lot of pressure, so many things, I don't know.
See, it felt like he's walked into the media room with one very big axe. And then he started to grind it. That's exactly what it came across to me. It came across like, oh, you had this to say, you had this to say, you had this to say. Well, take this back at you. Especially, and I think nothing actually put that more in perspective than the entire shot at Jindal. There was no need for him to be taking pot shots at Jindal. What is the need? How can you be talking about an IPL owner wrote about split coaching? Yeah, so what if he did? He's entitled to an opinion. Gautam, when you were a expert,
what do you make of the domain argument?
It's an irrelevant argument.
Yeah.
A. B.
Also, might I add again, it's not just down to the coach. I think it was one between Rohit and Virat as well, who said this last year, if I remember very well.
What?
About those who have a mic in their hand. I think it was Rohit saying that they have no right to, or I think it was Virat also at some point.
No, Rohit said that.
Yeah.
No. I think he did. See, in Rohit's case, what he said is a lot of people who don't know. He didn't say that you're speaking outside your domain. He didn't say that. He said they're ill-informed and they are passing judgments. Anyone who's getting a chance is passing a judgment without being ill-informed. And if I remember correctly, I think Rohit as well came in for a lot of criticism because of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did.
Exactly.
But in this case, I want to know, whether Rohit said, Virat said, or Gigi has said now, is there a valid argument there that should it be domain specific? And if you are a person of repute or if you're a well-known person, should you think multiple times before putting an opinion out there, because you can influence people, especially if you're not from that field? I don't know. What's your thought?
No, makes no sense. I think as fans or as experts or as whatever, you have the right to say what you please.
And he, by the way, is a stakeholder in the sport also, in a way.
He's a stakeholder and not just this sport.
He may not have a stake in Indian cricket. He's a stakeholder in the sport. By the way, Gautam Gambhir has played for his franchise couple of times. Left Kolkata, came back here, then played. That was his second gig.
But was Parth there?
No, he wasn't. Parth came in, I think, 2019.
The second time he was there, Gambhir, when he came.
Are you sure? I think they were still called the Delhi Daredevils at that point in time.
19 it had happened.
He retired in 18.
Wasn't there at that time?
No.
He hasn't played under Jindal.
But represented the franchise that Jindal now owns.
Yeah, but then he wasn't the owner then. Anyway, that has nothing to do with it. Because I'm not getting into this. Again, I'm asking that question because I want an answer. I don't want to digress. Answer the question about domain. Should he have made that comment or not?
No, but it betrays a very random sort of a thought process, because again, it takes me back to what happened in the UK. You are just a groundsman. you are just an IPL team owner, getting the same vibe. Know your place. But people will talk. People will comment. People care, especially so. Your job isn't to tell them not to talk. Your job is to get results. Get that, and then automatically, then will anyone care if Gambhir plays 8 all-rounders or 9 all-rounders or as batting till 11 if he was getting results? No, but you're not getting results, so criticism will be there. Deal with it. So be it.
But even if you're getting results, are people not
will
entitled to put a...
People will still, there'll still be people who will criticize. You just have to go with it, roll with it. That's simple.
I mean, firstly, for me, I think just to answer the domain thing and why I think all of us are entitled to have an opinion, and that includes you guys also who are watching. That includes us in the media. I don't think he directed that at the cricketing media because he knows it's their job to be commenting. He directed it at someone who's not, his day job isn't around cricket. I think that's what he meant. To that, I will say that I think the biggest stakeholder in Indian cricket are the fans. And I'm sure he may be a businessman, but he's also a cricket fan, right? That's first. How are we the stakeholders? Because Indian cricket runs because of the fans. I give an example. I gave that example of films versus sport. Any person who goes and buys a ticket to watch a film comes out, he is entitled to their opinion, and he says, I hated the film, it is rubbish, or this actor is rubbish. Now the person who's saying that has never acted, he's never made a film, but he comes out and says that, right? If a producer of a film or an actor of a film is watching, he or she takes that opinion seriously. Why? Because they know we are here because of them. And next movie they'll try and change that. Okay, viewers didn't like it, I heard 10 people say that, I'm going to change it. Why? Because it matters. That opinion matters to them. In cricket, what happens, you don't see a direct relation, no, because nobody is buying a ticket. But you forget that the commerce is exactly the same. It's viewers who watch television. Television advertising revenue is dependent on how many people are watching, how many people care. Once they make that money, they give to the BCCI to buy rights at that much. That money is then utilized to run cricket. So cricket is not even indirectly, directly running because of fans. And I'm sorry, as soon as you've got an Indian flag, which you're now allowed to have on your helmet, everyone has an opinion about it. So again, I'm just addressing the domain thing. Indian cricket is in the public domain. It's anyone who watches cricket is entitled to an opinion. You may, as I said, agree or disagree. Going back to what Harshit also said, that 11 batting order, that's fine. It's a cricketing thing. I may disagree, but the thing is, as soon as he says, or I tell him, who are you to even question him? Have you played Test cricket? He's played Test cricket now. He's deciding batting order. Then
the moment you go on that road, then people will be like, how dare you comment? Have you even entered the cricket field? Or just not taking any names, somebody who manages to play 100 test matches, then people in that 100 test club would then be saying, which is a very elite club to be in, you could not be saying that only those who played 100 test matches have the right to comment on my game or the way that I played, or why is it that a certain shot I chose over the other. The moment that you get into that, then you're narrowing the sport, and then this becomes an exclusive club then. This is not how sport is read, reported,
or run
or enjoyed, anything like that. Then for those who enter such clubs, or for those who feel that they're on a pedestal, then we should just stop televising. Then let it be only for you, perhaps not even your family members in that case, because even they're not eligible.
No, but they're not saying that.
Enjoying this. I'm just saying,
they're saying watch it, enjoy
but
it,
don't comment on it.
But don't comment.
Where is the freedom of expression?
Don't tell us what we're supposed to do, because you have not.
You may disagree. Yeah. You may disagree with the viewer. You may disagree with the viewer, an expert, a pundit, anyone. Absolutely, we may agree to disagree, and that's often how constructive discussions end as well. We may agree to disagree, but that's fine. You take my inputs, I take yours. If I'm the one who has to be the decision maker in this case, Gambhir, I can take it in a graceful manner as well. But the fact that, as Akash Chopra said recently, I think he said
recently, matlab before this press conference or after?
After the press conference.
So then he said it now only. Press conference.
Which was just yesterday.
So he's reacted on the press.
He's reacted and he's saying again, this is unneeded for him to be just picking fights in a way. Did Gautam Gambhir really have to take that whale jibe? I don't think so. The
It's not even
moment,
veiled.
the
No, it's
moment,
not veiled, no.
yeah, it's just didn't name the person, but
My
it's unneeded. It's unneeded. You're making this personal. The moment that you come up for a press conference representing India, and you comment on something which was said in interest of Indian cricket, but in a way took certain to stripped you of, let's say, your role as, or alluded to the thought that maybe it's time to go forward and have a specialist test ball coach, would mean then Gambhir having to sacrifice that position. If that is the thing, and if you're getting too personal about this, then these fights, then these jibes, I think Indian cricket will just get stuck in all of this, and your own stature, I think, from a public standpoint, gets compromised the moment that you try and nitpick and pick on these fights.
My question is, firstly, what was the press conference about? I mean, when did it happen?
Just after the series is done,
What happened in the series?
you won 2-1.
So India has won a series. Again, I don't see the need why on a day where you won the series does the conversation have to circle around what people may have said in the past. I know a question was asked, but I am saying on the day that you have won a ODI series, all you need to focus on is, how good we were, how we fought back, see how the dew was playing a major role despite, having lost the toss in 2 occasions. We won it. We won 2-1. We've beaten South Africa playing at such a major disadvantage. Look at our 2 players in Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, who've gotten so many runs. Wow, it is a happy day. It is an incredible day for Indian cricket. I think that should have been the mood of that press conference. That is what you should have focused on. But what it is now become, as I said, what we're discussing, of now it's looking like the team is under pressure. And tell me what this would do to a team. If I'm a member of the team and I hear a press conference like that, you gave an example the other day, Jose Mourinho would come out and say something outrageous. Why? To take the pressure off the players, to bring the pressure. Exactly my point. This, if you see, if I'm the player and I'm seeing there is, anyway, the Indian team is under scrutiny because of, cold vibes, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, the coach. I mean, these things are spoken about. Whether they're true or not is another thing. But you're under the scanner, right? So my job then as a coach would be to diffuse all that tension, make it a happy environment, and I've got the perfect platform. Why? Because I'm coming on a day when India has won the series and they both have done well. I come out, it's a loose ball for me to hit for 4 to set things right. I'm going to come, talk about something happy, and even if a question like that is thrown at me about things being spoken, I would be, hey, we won the series. Why do I have to get back to the test series? I know we lost there. I'm sure BCCI is going to look at it. We'll review it. We'll come to it. Today, let's talk about the ODI series. See how well we've played. See how well Rohit has done. See how well Virat Kohli has done. And that would be the end of it. That we would be talking about that.
Dravid was an expert in that, by the way.
Yeah. I'll tell you who the expert was. Ravi Shastri.
Shastri, another one.
But see, last couple of press conferences, if you see, test series you lose, he comes for the press conference and then he reminds everyone of his white ball credentials.
Asia Cup and Champions Trophy.
ODI pedigree. That is what he reminds the world of. You win a series, few days later you win an ODI series, and again he is trying to remind people of their place. He's trying to...
No, again it was reminded. Shubman Gill.
Shubman Gill, yes, again. So
but it was said, by the way, I want to check. He said that nobody spoke about it, that Shubman was missing.
Yes.
We spoke about, I'm just saying, we spoke about it here, I remember.
And he also
Shubman Gill is that. I remember asking Gavaskar that question. I remember Mr. Gavaskar responding to that. So, I'm just quoting facts that I think the fact that India missed Shubman Gill was discussed. Just putting on a record, because it was said that media, nobody spoke about it, nobody saw it. It was discussed right here in the studio. We've discussed it. I remember I myself put that thing out saying that, listen, let's also be fair to the Indian team. It's a narrow loss of 30 runs. India did not have a Shubman Gill. You were hampered 10 versus 11. So firstly, that was spoken about. You can check that video right after the game. You can check out Mr. Gavaskar on our platform saying that, yes, it was a big miss. And my other thing is, by that same logic, imagine, I'm just saying, India won that final test match England were without Vokes. Now imagine, and nobody pointed that out, and it shouldn't be, because I think it's part of the game. Vokes got injured. You have to deal with it. It's part of the sporting injury. It's an injury during a game. It's part of sports. Now the Indian team went from there, won it. Imagine if I had to now point that at that time, you're playing without. Then you would say I'm salty, look at this guy, can't be happy. He's pointing out that India only won because they had 10 men, you had 11. No, we're not supposed to do that. And then now, but in India's case we should do it, which we did point out, but I don't know why that there was a need to discuss that particular thing as well.
And also the same line you're parroting, you're missing one of our best batters, and this is a team in transition, it doesn't have a lot of experience. It's not a team in transition, and it doesn't lack more experience. It's one thing making excuses, is the other downright peddling something that's not true.
Yeah.
This is not a team in transition. Yes, you're missing a couple of key players, sure, but the amount of experience you have should be able to make up for that. You shouldn't be losing at home. You're doing that anyway. This isn't about transitions, this is tactical failures. But to cover all of that, you're coming out all guns blazing at a time when you should be trying to strike a positive tone, or trying to move on from the fact, or at least try to make people move on and not talk about the test. You can say that no, the test series happened, it happened, no big deal. But you're choosing that moment. I don't know.
You're taking on people again, these scathing remarks. The two press conferences that I just pointed out as well. They just tell me that he's a man under pressure right now. It doesn't really matter if you won a series or not, but I think that pressure coming from how
But
Test cricket's
you're
been.
supposed to deflect that pressure.
Yeah,
that's the job of the coach.
The thing is, again, you've already, and I sort of feel that he's done himself a little bit of damage by throwing the batters and the team under the bus by saying we weren't good enough, we've got a problem, our batters just weren't up to scratch at that time. You may have lost, I'm not saying it necessarily may have happened, but these are the statements that end up that end up sowing the seeds of a manager or a coach losing its dressing room. From that to then somebody from the support staff also echoing the same sentiment. Then you turning up again for the press conference, as Shane says, insisting on things which may not entirely be true. It's not painting a good picture for Indian cricket, and for him at the moment, truth be told, a very good picture.
See, I'll tell you, this again. I'm saying this is a great chance for him to put a lot of speculation to rest and really show the world that everything that is being spoken on the outside is not true. I'll give an example of someone who had even more pressure very recently, and I think there's a big lesson there. Was Surya Kumar Yadav. I was there at Asia Cup, and I think Indian team was under far more pressure and scrutiny because of all things that were happening off the field. And also India not shaking hands. A lot of people didn't like that. A lot of Indian fans also didn't like it. Media wrote about it as well. That shouldn't have happened. Throughout that Asia Cup, Surya Kumar Yadav came on multiple press conferences, including the final one where I was there. There was a lot of tension. He dedicated his thing to the victims of terror attacks, no handshake and all was done.
Contributing all of the money, prize money.
There were Pakistani journalists who were, furious. They were asking questions. My thing is, how he handled the press that time is a lesson. He smiled all throughout. He's under pressure, and I'm sure he's feeling the pressure. He smiled throughout. He answered all those questions. Couple of times, to ensure that it doesn't get too heated, the media manager there tried to stop a few Pakistani journalists who you could see were visibly agitated and questions could be really... He said, no, I'll take that. He knew, instead of adding fuel to that already combustible situation that you have, calm it down. He smiled. He was asked tough questions as well. He said, "Arey sir, aap gussa kyun?" "Arey, main batata hu. I'll tell you. Aisa hua, ye hua. Trophy nahi mili." Indian media is also angry, expecting him to outrage. "Arey, hum de." Say, kya farak padta hai? I saw on the board it was written India champion. That's
Meri 14 trophies to mere players.
whatever, things like that. I'm just saying this is exactly. Now imagine how the team would feel right after that. Even if they were under pressure with what had happened, it's all gone. I go back to Ravi Shastri, who I said an amazing example. I know multiple times, even we were very unhappy with the team selection, how they would keep changing the teams. I remember a few things in his press conference he was trying to put under pressure. Remember there was a time as memes were going all across about his love for certain beverages and things like that, right?
Extracurricular activity.
Yeah, all of that was, but I loved how he spoke. I remember that moment where he said, yeah, if on my expense people laugh, they have a good time, make more memes, yeah, let them be. Now he could have shot back saying, who are these people who, then what would he have conveyed? That he is under pressure, he's feeling it, he doesn't like it, and what that would have done, the trolling would have gone 100 more times. Yeah. He ended that trolling because he told everyone, if you're trying to affect me, it does not affect me. You want to laugh at my expense, go ahead, I'll make your day. And then another question was asked, I remember, the same thing, to put him under pressure. He said, doesn't matter, yeah. It's my choice of beverage, my choice of beverage. Everyone do what you want to do. You want to have milk and honey and go to sleep, have milk and honey, go to sleep. Yeah. Do whatever you want to do. I will not tell anyone. That's what I'm trying to say. That as coach, you would calm the situation down. You smile through the toughest phase. Even if you're not smiling, you can, go through the stormiest of nights if you find this tact in you.
It was best summed up in that Holi reel that goes viral every time you're around Holi. Virat's like, use less water, use less color. Ravish, camera pans to Ravish as like, do whatever you want, have a good time, use color, use water, do whatever the heck you want to do.
That's about his personality.
Yeah.
But I'm saying when he was put under pressure, that's his job as a coach, right? The team should not feel it. And even if we are being troubled by something, the outside world will not know. And that's why I say that I have worked with Gautam Gambhir and I love this version of Gambhir, which is the one thing that I really admire about him is he has no filters. He's never told me in interviews like, don't ask this question or whatever. He said, ask it. And he's answered it. I'll tell you something which I've not shared before. There were certain times, you have a team around you, right, who manage you. They used to be worried. And, they would be worried that, he'll say it. They tried to tell him many times, don't get into this. He would refuse. And that is something that I would admire about him, that anything asked him, he would answer. But the thing is that same version of Gautam, which works fantastically well when it's a interviewee or a analyst or an expert that I've had the privilege of working with, that's the same version I love because I know he's going to be honest. There's no hidden agenda. He'll say it the way it is. You may disagree with him and you may think that he's salty or whatever, but I know he's not going to do golmol and get away with it. He'll answer that question. Even if it's Virat's this thing. I asked him that question about his relationship, Virat. So many will say, no. He took it straight on. He said, no, this. So I like that version. But what happens as soon as that version has to now perform a very different role of being a coach, that's where you now have to become diplomatic. I thought that political coaching, where he spent few years in politics, may have taught him, because nobody does it better than politicians. When they face the heat all the time, they know how to deflect it. They know how to do golmol, idhar ka udhar, make you happy, do it, move forward from there.
Even then,
but
though,
that's
I think he was again the
maybe that's why he left
even
politics.
At that time. I remember it happened.
He realized he's too straight to be in.
Yeah, perhaps this personality which he wasn't, I think, as a member of parliament being able to conceal or put, because let's be honest, as a politician, you need to be diplomatic. You have to learn the art of diplomacy to become a good politician. I remember the time he had that feud with Virat Kohli, and again I think it was the Lucknow Stadium where he was once spotted. Around that time, after that fiasco had taken place, there was a section of the fans. This was a non-match day. I remember he was there since he was part of the coaching group that time. There's some Virat chants being directed at him and all. And I remember he used a certain gesture as well, for which made for a lot of news at that time. But he was a member of parliament back then. Perhaps his behavior at that time as somebody in a respectable position.
I was there in the ground.
I think you were.
I sent a
So at that
reaction
time,
from him.
So that,
which is there on Sports
but
Today.
it cannot be. The only thing is, while we love this side of
the crowd riled him up.
But
that's okay.
But when you're in a position,
even say anything bad.
when you're in a responsible position as that of the head coach, again the big wigs of any organization cannot afford to have such loose statements be made at times. You're looked at as a protector. At the moment, he's the coach. He's got to be the protector of Indian cricket. His players is the dressing room more so. These scathing, edgy sort of remarks, and if you try and show the world that, I'm like that bear who you once spoke, I'm going to create an absolute havoc out there. He's giving that sort of a vibe right now. You need to be patient. You need to soak some things in and be diplomatic. Only then do you win the narrative. Winning the narrative, Ravi Shastri won the narrative. It's about winning narratives. Gambhir right now is giving into the narrative that perhaps the world wants from him.
Yeah, I mean, it's also about, that's what I'm saying, coaching is about man management as well. That's why I'm saying, this whole thing about Rohit Virat also, you could have easily ended this speculation. See, I think that question was also asked about whether they'll be. So instead of saying we don't know, it's still far away, this and that, I'm just saying, I don't know if Ravi Shastri would have been, one thing you remember, he was a big backer of players. He would actually talk up the players more than the players would. Siraj is a champion, man. He would do that. Virat, man, what a player. Rohit Sharma can, he would come out and say that, you talk his players up. Which actually, you see, players are also, it's very easy to be insecure being a current player because, everything is being monitored and self-doubt creeps in. I know even the best of players in the top of their game also have a lot of self-doubt. When you have a coach like this now who hypes you up so much, you start believing that he thinks I'm this good here. I must be very good. I'll go and do it. So he was a master at that. So I'm saying if this question was asked to Gautam, you could have said, why do you keep asking about Rohit Virat? Champion players, yeah. I see no reason why they won't play 2027. They'll continue to play. If there is an injury, we'll see. And if they are motivated enough, why do you guys keep mentioning
what's murky about this whole Virat Rohit situation? It's not just down to Gambhir. Remember that question was posed to Ajit as well.
Yeah.
He also did the same thing.
Exactly. I agree with you. But my point is, now Ajit's job's not there day in and day out with the team, right? He still can antagonize the team because he's a selector.
The clarification could have come from either. More so the coach perhaps.
But he's on the outside. See, the difference is, as I said, we're sitting here, I'm an insider and let's say Pawan is an outsider. If I'm an insider, you ask me how you're looking, you expect me to take your side. I'll say, no, it's nice, or be polite because I have to defend you. We're all one team. Pawan on the other side is given the responsibility to seeing how you decked up. He's going to be honest enough. His job is to be like that. He's going to say, no, it's not looking good for television, change it, whatever, brutally honest. So I'm saying Ajit's job is to select. Selectors can't be friends. They have to distance themselves from the players so that they can make an objective call. So he is fine. If he's asked and he firmly believes he's not made up his mind, and because 2 years is still a long time, he can say. But once you're the coach, you're the guardian, the defender, one of the ball. You're like, for me, they are playing. It's up to the selection committee to decide, but for me, I'm privileged to have these two guys. They make my team up. Fantastic team. Something like that.
You remember this time that Virat was asked about Rohit's place in the 11? Like, you're really going to put a Rohit Sharma out of the 11? Are you seriously thinking right? If a statement like that comes
whether you mean it or not,
comes from Gautam Gambhir, there's one averaging 70, the other's averaging 94 in the last 6 games. If you to just in the press conference say, these are the numbers, how do you put these guys out here? They are India's highest run scorers over the last 2 ODI series. Are we doing Indian service more good or harm when you put the highest run scorers out?
The problem is non-committalness, right? And that's where the waters tend to get murky. Because then you're wondering why they're not committing. Naturally, in most fans, a lot of people having this thing as why is it they just can't say it? But then that's where fan theories start coming up. That's where you'll start saying that, maybe he doesn't want him there. Or maybe he's just not sure. Maybe there's something we don't know. That's being told the thought process that will come in. It might not be the case. But that's the thought process that's going to come in and be told, can you blame them? Because you're giving, we always say that, if you're fully dedicated towards something, then you go you go full speed ahead, head on, you take it on. Here is kind of like, so people are going to be like,
answer the question of the
giving that vibe of, he's very inflammable.
Which he was as a player, and
but you can't be so easily inflammable.
Correct. It has to be a very different avatar of yours as a coach. Answer the question that we're asking on the dugout. Will this T20I series, or has this T20I series brought peace and relief to Gautam Gambhir. He can put the test debacle and the controversies around ODI because Rohit Virat both play behind him. Will he be in a happy space now that this T20I series starts?
I think he'll be in a happier space once the World Cup starts. A home World Cup, you're one of the best teams in the world. You think if you can win that title, then it takes away a lot of pressure. Lose the World Cup though, and then suddenly people are asking all sorts of things again. And then the problem with failure is that people tend to associate it with multiple things.
No, that's a long-term thing. I'm saying short-term now. See, he's faced, the Indian team has faced, there's been a lot of finger-pointing, a lot of scrutiny. And you knew that it wouldn't have stopped after the test because one day Rohit Virat come back, it would have continued. Now, why I say that this will bring him relief is because this is the team I think that he genuinely wanted. This is, in that sense, pretty much his team. With the captain that's been there for some time, with majority of the team.
I think
it will be like this
also
is
the scheduling. I think is such the way
group I want to work
Indian cricket is going to play out for the next couple of months. I think this is exactly what somebody under pressure would want. Less conversation about Test cricket. The public eye is also sort of taken away now, and you're looking at it. The cricket fan in India is more than well informed. They know there's only a handful of matches you've got before the start of the World Cup, and this World Cup is before the IPL as well. So I think this will put the coach at some sort of ease. Of course, the time when the time of the World Cup comes, it will come with its own pressure as well, because you'll be playing at home, and there's going to be naturally the expectation for a team that's not dropped a T20I series in such a long time to go ahead and defend its title. Resources are there, players are clicking, the team's on a winning spree, I would say. I think that pressure is only going to come and start the World Cup, where the idea will be to defend this title. Otherwise, though, these bilaterals and the fact that you're only playing one more ODI series, I think puts him in a sweet spot, not just comfortable.
No, I think he'll be very happy now.
Yeah.
This is the, I think, group he's most comfortable working with. Yeah. I'm just saying, suddenly look at the atmosphere. No, tests, you lost. Imagine the environment. ODI, again, this whole talk about who's celebrating, who's, all things, who's celebrating, who's not. Suddenly now this is a group that he's far more comfortable with, or he's gotten results also. And so I think, and he can expect to be that much more better than the other team. Also, there'll be now no talk, no camera showing who's shaking hands, who's not, who's celebrating, who's half century. I'm saying a lot of it. Look at it from his point of view. He'd be in a much happier space now, I'd reckon.
It is the most settled of all the teams, right?
Yeah.
Tests, we know there's upheaval.
Two different things then. Is it down to the fact that it's down to the form of the team in that format, or is it because of the personnel?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. I'm just saying, how must he be feeling now?
Happy chappy.
Yeah. Much more than what he has encountered in the last month or so.
It's
100%.
Quite a dichotomy that the whole personnel thing, and I know the personnel thing's been talked about. The same personnel, you ended up winning the series as well. It was a tough series where you had to battle due for 2 matches. You came up trumps even then. But then the whole personnel bit, look how big it's become, that you're not able to celebrate the whole thing, and the talk is that of the personnel, the group, and how those guys were match winners for you, and it's quite weird to describe this whole situation in that way.
But I don't have sympathy, because the problem is entirely made by them. Come out and say that Rohit and Virat are in our plans right now. They're in our plans. They're champion players. How can we discard them? Done, dusted, finished. Instead, you've dragged it along. 2027 is so far away.
You're allowing the rumor mill to...
It's just festering.
Okay, let's quickly dive in. Let's make the 11 for the game that starts, or the series that starts tomorrow. The first game is in Cuttack. Can we have the score as well, please? So, it makes it so much easier. Yes. So, this is pretty much the kind of 11 that you will have. That's fine, Pawan. Just bring it a bit low. No, just same thing from top. Bring it a bit low. From top, bring it a bit low. That's it. Thank you. Okay, so...
Shall we? Number 5.
Okay.
Someone's already filled the first four spots.
And I don't see much reason.
Exactly.
See, 5 will be Dubey. Obviously.
Yeah, it has
he
to
was
be
part
Dubey.
of your teams previously. He's going to be
Also,
there.
you shed your new ball in
Yeah.
the Asia Cup final.
Now, because if this is the batting order, how do you fit in a Sanju now?
See, Sanju, you anyway discarded in the T20I
Yeah.
series against Australia. After
So
two
then
matches.
Jitesh starts.
Yeah, I think it will be Jitesh and 8 will be an all-rounder. So Akshar.
So let's put Jitesh there.
Oh,
Okay, let's put Jitesh. Okay, then you will have to have Akshar.
Yeah, give you batting till 8.
yeah.
Okay, that's Akshar Patel. Then you will have Kuldeep Yadav
And
and Varun Chakravarti.
Both?
Sir, what
Yeah, you've got Hardik
T20I
back.
team have you been watching? They
No, I
played
know,
the
because
last
they're in
T20I
Australia.
final
Yes.
with Shivam Dube
yeah.
and
Bumrah.
Jasprit Bumrah.
No, I get all
They
that.
are
You're right.
the series before that.
In
by the-
Australia. No, before that. Huh?
in India, don't look at Australian conditions. Look at subcontinental conditions. Asia Cup, they only played Hardik and Bumrah throughout the Asia Cup. Hardik got injured. They make do with a Shivam Dube. They didn't bring another fast bowler. In Australia, Ashdeep played different conditions. Not going to play those many spinners. India series before that versus England at home, they were playing only one fast bowler, sir. They were playing 4 spinners throughout that series. Take it from me. And how can Kuldeep be below Varun Chakravarti?
Once
Kuldeep.
Hardik's back, of course, now Dube is better
This-
trained than he ever has been.
This, sir, is going to be a 11. Not that I agree with this 11. It's not my ideal 11. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is the team that you are seeing on your screens right now, based on what the Indian team has been doing in Indian subcontinental conditions, with that extension UAE as well. This is the 11 that they have been playing non-stop in T20 cricket. And this is the kind of team that has helped them be on a winning spree. I would want to have an Arshdeep there,
Arshdeep,
for
yeah.
sure. I would have wanted to have a Sanju over.
Jitesh.
Yeah, but
Or Gill.
True. I don't dispute either. I don't dispute with that either.
Yeah, but that's not
again,
happening.
Of course, it's not happening.
No
but
point
talking
having that
personal,
conversation.
right?
Yeah, no point having that
yeah.
conversation.
Okay, but in terms of, let's say, a realistic possibility of any 11, any other change you'd want? If you bring in an Arshdeep, then who do you...
Probably Varun.
Varun, same.
Varun goes out, you play
Yeah.
Arshdeep. That could be if the Indian team does decide they need 3
But they
fast
aren't.
bowlers.
For
They
all
aren't
the
gonna
reasons
go
that you cited, you did exactly that in Barbados or the whole of that leg. You took so many spinners exactly for that reason. You knew where you were going to be playing. You've seen that happen in the Champions Trophy, and I think that's pretty much the formula then.
Asia Cup, yeah. And then here as well.
Even Champions Trophy, you had Kuldeep and Varun playing
Varun
together
playing,
there
yeah.
also. So, and that was ODI cricket.
No, but Shami was playing.
But yes. Shami was playing.
In
Don't see
T20Is,
it
this is
changing.
the...
Yeah. Don't see it changing. Again, don't agree, but it's getting results.
Yeah.
So let's go with this.
This is the team. I'm for the moment, as I said, 2 changes I could have looked at, but I would still want an Arshdeep at the expense of Kuldeep / Varun. So one will have to.
One
go,
would sit out.
India's highest
I would
wicket
want,
taker.
but they won't do that, I guess. Okay, let's dive into the questions that you guys may have about the 11 or everything that we discussed when it came to. By the way, the one thing that I'm really looking forward to this series is the return of Hardik Pandya. He's coming back after a long layoff, so it'll be good, interesting days to see, his fitness. Of course, he's done the fitness test and he's played domestic games as well. He didn't come to practice today, and many thought that he's not fit, but I believe the word is that he practiced alone yesterday.
He did.
So he
posted
said,
videos of it also.
Yes.
so he said today I'll skip practice. So he's fit and he's going to be playing because he's very crucial for
Today
Indian
must have been
cricket.
anyway optional, right?
Must have been,
T
but he
minus
didn't
one,
come. I
yeah.
think majority of the team came. He didn't come, so
because
that's
he was
why
the
there
one
was
practicing
speculation.
yesterday,
But he
yeah.
had practiced yesterday, so he didn't. And of course, the return of Shubman Gill also we're going to be watching because he's not played a game as such at the domestic level. So you'd want to see how fit he is now. Yep.
You've got Steve Ticklow saying that Nikhil sir, after recent GG comments, Geostar's giving up cricket rights as Gigi wants cricket to be seen by cricketers only for general public. It's out of domain.
Steve Piccolo is being naughty.
I like how well informed Steve is.
Nah, he's being naughty.
Yeah.
Pushing it. Yeah, but
Then you've got Dhanush saying Park Jindal is right. You need a different coach in Test. Losing 2 home series, that too in a whitewash, is shameful. And Gigi tweeted in 2023 that Sky should play Test. Sums up his knowledge on Test.
no, see, Dhanush, again, you're being personal. I never grudge anyone their cricketing opinion. Gautam Gambhir must have thought about something. He said, of course, it's not right. That doesn't make him any less of a cricket expert. Doesn't take away from the fact that he's played cricket at the highest level. We need to respect that. I agree with you. But by the same yardstick, I agree that whether it's Park Jindal or anyone, you have the right to express. And by the way, Park's not the only one who said this. There's so many people who've suggested split coaching. And it's a valid suggestion to make. You may agree, disagree is another thing. I mean, dare I say, we've kind of suggested that in our programming here. And, some of us have followed cricket for more than 2 decades. So, I mean, you say that with experience. There's no harm. Other countries have tried it too. It's worked for them. So, it's not a bad suggestion. And as I said, you still don't have to agree with him. You can't say don't. Like, I know Gautam is a huge fan and follower of the Indian Armed Forces. He genuinely, and on a day where he's happy, he does put a tweet out in their favor, right? That's beyond his expertise. But as an Indian, he feels for it and he has all the right to do it. Similarly, any one of us is a cricket fan, yeah?
It's our team.
It is our
Our
team.
team.
Absolutely.
Steve Tickler has a comment for you. Please go ahead. You have to
He is
mention.
in a real naughty mood today. He says that Harshit, you have to decide between political anchoring versus sports. Otherwise, we won't listen to you over here, as cricket will be out of domain for you to comment on.
That's why he's very clever, you.
Straight up.
Say, I'll keep my leg in both boats.
A real, googly is thrown today.
You've got Jasbir Singh who says, I love Gigi. He's making sure every fan base hates him. Now even the media and IPL people will start hating him.
Yeah. I wanted to give a political example, which is quite similar to the thought I had today. I will give you that example nonetheless without quoting anyone. There is a political party in this country, which you would see electorally not going through a great time. Okay. Now, when your popularity is low amongst people, then what should you be doing is try and get that popularity back, right? But that people, their spokesperson there, I see on social media, keep taking pangas with everyone. People who may be on their side also, they'll keep taking panga. Faltu mein they'll pass comments about cricketers as well. Anyway, you'll make fun of one cricketer, so half the country loves him, so they will also come after you. Exactly. I'm just saying, it is that. You're down in the pits. You have to start working your way up. But no, I am hell-bent on destroying myself, so I will keep going down into the abyss. So... See,
It's the same party
everyone would know what I'm talking. And that's not the only example. Many things they
There are many others.
Of course.
So,
In fact, Jasbir Singh is back saying that even coaching is not Gigi's domain. At KKR, he was just a mentor. Then taking a bit of a pot shot saying that a mentor who himself needed a mental conditioning coach. Nothing wrong with that. By the way, and he himself has said very clearly that he actually defended what Paddy said. He's saying that everyone knows I was insecure. I think Paddy was a good man. I don't think there's anything malicious in what he said.
wow.
Yeah,
I love him for that.
He actually said that. He's saying Paddy Upton's a good man. I know there's nothing malicious in what he said. And in fact, the way Paddy puts it, he also says, he's saying that on some days he's extra receptive, on some days he's not receptive at all. He's saying one day he's questioning himself, next day he's playing match-winning knocks for India in overseas conditions. Saying that's just the dichotomy of the man.
Yeah.
And that's fair. That's a good assessment.
Very, very good. And I like the way, both of them have looked at it quite maturely. And that's exactly, that's why I was saying, sports people by nature can feel insecure because it's such a high pressure job. Everyone's watching them all the time. And I know I've spoken to so many of them, and that's when I realized that people, we think, they're superhuman. But when you really speak to them, you realize how unsure they are about their own superpowers. They have doubts. all of them have doubts, and that's why sometimes they need this, to being spoken of. No, you see this, yeah, you can do, and then they go in with that belief. Yeah, seems to believe
me
in
up,
me.
yeah.
And then you have to reinforce that.
Yeah.
I'll give another example of a lot of actors I know. Anil Kapoor is one. He feels like who's done so many films, but he'd be like nervous. Will I be able to do the scene where I want? So he hypes himself up. He says that a lot of people think I'm arrogant. I keep saying these things, but I know, because he says, I'll do this, I'm this. He says, I keep saying that to reinforce that I can, that I won't goof up. I'll be able to pull this off.
It's basically fake it till you make it.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes, I don't know, at a subliminal level, if you say those things again and again yourself, you start to believe.
It's the process of manifestation.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dhanush now says in 2020, Gigi said Virat must accept appreciation and criticism. But as a coach, he is not accepting true criticism. A Parth Jindal, a Manoj, and Boycott have spoken truths about him.
Yeah, I you just take it, you move on.
Turning out to be, I think it was A.B. de Villiers who said that about Gambhir,
Emotional
right?
coach.
Emotional, yeah.
Yeah, he is emotional.
Yeah,
right.
he said, but yeah, perhaps from that standpoint, yeah, he's too emotional at times. So,
and that's why I say you have to be the opposite of that. You have to have a thick skin. You keep saying it's like water off a duck's back. That is what you need.
You've got Na0916, sorry, I can't figure your name out from there, but says there's national treasure and there's national disaster. Gigi is the latter. Defensive all the time, not a people's manager at all, change needed.
Yeah.
And yes, defensive all the time, I agree.
Na0916 from the US of A.
yeah.
Rakesh Bhushan.
Blaming Ravi Shastri for certain beverages is wrong. We all love it, but Ravi is only blamed. Nikhil, I hope you love the same.
Yeah, I do. I do, and I always tell people, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He does everything. See, anything you do in life, if you're transparent, if you're open about it, you don't go about it doing in the wrong way. So that's what, Ravi Shastri, this story, I don't know if you guys know, I'll tell you a story. He was in the under 19 or under 21, one of those age group teams, and they had a camp in Bangalore. So they were all staying at the Karnataka State Cricket Association, where they have hostel rooms there in the ground itself. He was staying there. And so one day they have the local manager must have gone and in his room found empty beer bottles. So he went and complained to the manager, KCM manager, saying that this, one boy he's been drinking. We found bottles, this and that. So he was hauled up inside the manager's room and said that, listen, I'm going to call up your dad. I'm going to complain about you, and you're going to be kicked out. He said, sure, call my dad up. I sit with my dad and have a drink. He said, I'm an adult, and when I became an adult, me and my dad had a conversation, and I do it in the prescribed limit that I am, and I do it very in a transparent manner when my family knows about it. He said, sure, go and call him up. He said, that was the last day they, bothered to tell me. So he says, so long as you do it responsibly, you don't create a ruckus, you don't do anything in a manner where you're, doing it in a public space where you can't be. If in the confines of your room, in your legal age or whatever, something like that, you're doing it.
No problem. Yeah.
And your family is okay with it and they know it. So, and that's where he began to do it responsibly rather than irresponsibly.
Like certain cricketers. Yeah, there are, we know that.
No,
Yeah.
humans in general.
And humans in general.
In society. King
007 says every PC. Slayer, is it?
King 007
Slayer.
Slayer. I
Okay.
remember that actively.
Says every PC Gigi does, it makes matters adverse, it makes for adverse headlines and exposes his patriotic, selfless, credit-stealing facade, unfit to be the head coach of the Indian cricket team, period. Some very
Strong words.
strong words and...
But I do agree that every PC he does tend to make for some very interesting headlines. Without fail.
Sanjay Manjrekar tweet is resurfaced again,
seem to have missed it. Which one is it?
where he had suggested that Indian team
Basically, you shouldn't
should
send anyone. You should send anyone but GG for press conferences. He said this a year prior, by the way. Rakesh Bhushan says, according to Gigi, you can comment about omelets only when you know to lay eggs. He says,
You guys are funny. You guys are funny.
Says Gigi's lost it. Not a good guy to be coaching this team. He can't bind this unit, but I'm sorry, I can't.
It's also come in a yellow thing for us. It's come in a yellow box.
With a bit of white. It should have been the other way around.
We got the yolk.
You only got the
Lord
yolk.
have mercy. Why so serial says someone in the media should read old Gigi statements in the next press conference, then ask him his opinion, see what he says, then tell him it was his old comment.
But no, this is the kind of humor with which you should deal with currently by the Indian team, rather than aggravate the situation.
You can just read the comment without context.
it's a
Like, who said this? It was you.
I don't know if this would be more. I think it can be done, but again, it'll qualify more as a prank.
Yeah.
And not one he'd take well.
Yeah. And you'd be then.
You can have some good real music playing over it, like the
You
old
could have
Benny
so
Hill
much
music.
out of it, but you'd also then be putting your accreditation in jeopardy.
Among other things. Greg Chappal says that if India lose the T20 World Cup, why have Gigi anyway? In tests, you can't go lower than 2 home whitewashes. In ODIs, your 2 most influential boys in ODI room now don't see him. I mean, see, there's another way of looking at it also. He can say that T20, I have my team and I'm getting you results.
The result has to be then to win the World
Then
Cup.
the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
King is back.
King
Says
is back.
excuses, finger pointing, bashing journals and team owners, fighting juniors, bashing peers, no real friends. Wonder how he would be in the changing room. Jesus. It's also brutal.
But I tell you one more, he was a team man. Huh?
Yeah.
I covered him from his debut. I was there at his debut test match. I remember. It was in Mumbai. That test match that India won. Michael Clark, 6 wickets, I think. Murli Karthik. That day I remember Sachin was very happy. I remember him walking. Very happy. Winning that test match at home. 2-day test match.
2-day test. Back when they were a rarity.
Yeah.
That was his debut, by the way. There was going to be a toss-up between him and there was a player from Maharashtra, Dheeraj Jadhav from Pune, and to pick one, they went with Gautam.
So you've got Ishan Bhatt saying Suryavanshi was striking the ball more cleanly than Jitesh, though. I get one's an opener and the other's a keeper, but it's just a thought.
Yeah.
Suryavanshi is making the right headlines. I think at the pace at which he's
But it's
going.
bit too early to...
Too early. The
Yeah.
pace at which he is going, though, he is in line to break so many records.
I
out
think
there.
after this T20 World Cup is done, now you can start maybe experiment with him a few... No, you,
Backup series.
like Bangladesh, Zimbabwe series,
Sri
send
Lanka.
him with that. Yeah.
He
Send him with that.
could actually make mincemeat out of those.
Yeah.
bowlers.
Yeah.
Although I think he'd be turning 15 now. I think December is when.
Pawan. All this show, there've been so many jokes. He has not moved. This is the one
Suryavanshi age joke.
that he couldn't control his laughter.
The omelette one evaded him.
Every other
Had me
joke.
in tears, but it evaded him. Oh. So Bhargav says the only good thing the reports has done, it's brought Rocco closer like never before. Now they are even tuning
Yeah.
with their clothes.
That is true. And celebrating each other's success. That's what I said. The Nobel for bringing 2 warring factions together.
Nobel Peace
Fans, I'm not talking about the players so much. I don't think they had that much animosity as was made. But the fan clubs though hated each other.
Yeah.
They came together, yeah. That's incredible. How you
united.
could manage.
Indian cricket should go to FIFA right now. They're giving away peace prizes anyway.
Yeah.
King 007 is back again, says why so much benefit of doubt for Gautam? Now we are trying to dissect his behavioral patterns, but Kohliism needs to be reviewed, huh?
In it. I like the in it.
In it. A Brit.
Yeah. No. I by the way, I've been a fan of
like
Kohliism
Kohliism.
as well.
Yeah.
You please see, even I liked his aggressive version as well. Very in your face. I always enjoyed that. Always supported it. And by the way, I think the one thing that I miss the most, and this is the one thing I wish I could see more of, is, you know, when he's in the mood, you see sometimes imitating people and doing things. He is a brilliant entertainer.
Yeah.
Brilliant entertainer. I wish a little, like small little things with us that he was doing to Temba Bhavuma when he came.
Yeah.
You know, like he will be like, if you were in his friend circle and he could be himself, and you were like, every friend circle has this one guy now who would bring the house down.
It'd be Virat.
He'd be him, and he'd be like next level entertainment.
In fact, even after he took that catch of Makram, easy one, Dolly, and then this walk of his.
So this is something you see here. You can imagine what he must be like private life if he let his hair down with friends. Oh my God.
I really like this reel I saw the other day. This guy says, people talk about Virat Kohli and wanting to be him, emulating him, imitating him. Like, but I want to be Anushka Sharma. Imagine there comes this man in the house. Forget all the money that he brings. Forget that. But just the stories that this man will have. Our dressing room में मैंने इसको ये बोला. मैंने इसका ये कहा. Just imagine.
His mimicry, imitation, everything incredible.
Mimicry of his
Ishant.
Ishan, one time he was copying Harbhajan's bowling.
No,
The
his
action.
best is that Yuvraj Singh. When he was, he run out of breath. Too good.
Yeah.
He's brilliant. I'm saying he the only thing where his talent have not been utilized is this. If he had become a TV actor or a film actor, he would be incredible.
Or you could do like improv stuff. It'd be very good.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he just comes up with things randomly.
Yeah.
It reflects in his advertisements.
He could be one of the characters in Kapil Sharma show and would have you in splits. है ना?
Easy.
With Sunil Grover, he would be one. Oh my God.
Phenomenal. Vishal says that Paddy Upton once said that Gigi is insecure, which is good sometimes because it can sometimes push you to work hard. But is he insecure about being a coach also? It's his nature, maybe.
I don't think he's insecure about being a coach. It's
But
just
the pressure
that,
is there.
Yeah.
He's feeling the pressure.
I think Shane said it. I think he is very sensitive to most things and comments and how he takes it.
He is a bit like that.
Yeah.
Can be a bit like that.
Where here you have to have that thick
You
skin.
can't be so prickly.
Yeah.
Now Steve Ticklow says that Gigi needs to understand if Rocco start responding in PCs like he does. So Virat could have simply said, hopefully I scored enough runs to be considered in the future. Like, yeah, I get a point. It's that what if the shoe is on the other foot?
Yeah.
What if you reach that point? Then though it's like open civil war.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been quite dignified so far.
Correct.
I mean, Rohit's a change, man. I think he keeps to himself now.
Not
He's
saying much
keeping-
at all.
Yeah, keeping to himself.
Because we haven't heard from him during the series. He didn't get a MOTM, but who knows?
He's just doing the bare minimum. It's like he'll go to the press conference if he needs to, or a man of the match. Say the basic thing. Move on from there.
Dikshita says that judge a coach by how they handle roller coaster players like Pant or Maxi. Ricky did it best, Gigi arguably worst. Many say that if there would have been a third test, that Pant was out. Pant is lost.
Oh, I mean, I've heard that too. I know that Pant was a bit under pressure around the Australia series as well, with regards to his position in the team. That I also found very surprising, considering how good he is in Test cricket. How can anyone even be considering not having someone like a Pant? It surprised me, but
Then again, how can we consider an ODI team without Virat and Rohit?
yeah.
And you're doing that too, allegedly.
Why So Serial says that imagine a crazy world where one person who has never been the coach becomes the coach, which is its own domain, then says stick to your domain. Crazy, right?
It's actually his first proper coaching assignment. He's been mentor of LSG, he was mentor of KKR.
But then you also know he was like effectively the coach.
Effectively the coach definitely for KKR.
Yeah.
Even at LSG, I felt he had Andy Flowers below him.
Flowers.
So He was definitely the coach.
Yeah. Siva Subramaniam.
It says Gigi might be asking BCCI to buy Mitchell Stark to play for India and Test as he did in KKR without knowing there's no auction in internationals.
Oh,
Also, I need to add that by the time the Stark decision was taken, Gigi wasn't even on board. It happened very later on.
Did it?
Yeah. It happened in the start of 2024 that he became the mentor.
He was already signed.
Yeah, and he came in December.
YSO Serial says Gigi is right to be in politics. He can unite India.
Oh, funny you guys, yeah. But we've had a good time reading all your comments. We've got one. This is the last one. This is the final one for the
Shiva.
evening. A.V. Shiva from Australia.
Says from the 11 you chose, I think instead of Dubey, either Aksar or Washi will play in the top 5 so that Arshdeep can be included tomorrow.
I think that would be an experiment.
The return of Hardik, I think, has pretty much meant that Arshdeep doesn't make it to the
It's not a bad suggestion. He has a point. But I'm just second guessing what the Indian team will do. I doubt that'll happen. Just going by what they've been doing so far.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's not a suggestion, isn't bad.
It's a good suggestion, but again, I think they're sticking with the combination they know. In fact, even Sky hinted in the pieces that we're not going to be doing much experimentation.
Changes,
It's just what we've seen is now what you'll get.
Yeah.
I think, in fact, the overall squad that you have assembled, it may just be the same squad you will see. Hardik's return, Gill's return, that you'll see in the World Cup as well.
True.
Yeah. Okay, on that note, we'll take your leave. Thank you so much for joining us, as always.
And for the laughs, good God.
Thank you for the laugh.
Yeah, thank you so
really
much.
ensured that
Loved
the
it.
week begins for us on a
Good note.
humorous note.
Yep. We'll see you tomorrow. It's game day. Look forward to your company. Bye-bye. Take care.
Nandri, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair, eat your vegetables, don't trouble your mother.
And
Do
subscribe
watch
to
some of the
Sports
other
Today.
videos you've done. Bye-bye.
Bye.